Math 7, Lesson 1.9, Powers and Laws of Exponents. In this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at what an exponent is and what are some of the laws that apply to exponents. So something that looks like this is an exponent. And when we see this, then we know that this right here, this part right here, is called the base. And this right here is your exponent. And the way that we say that is x to the power of n, x to the power of n, or we can say x to the nth power. And what this means is that you are multiplying x by itself n times. So if we had x, and this number were, say, 4, it would be x times x times x times x. We have some different forms that we would rewrite in. When we say that we're talking about factored form, it looks like this. If we have 10 times 10 times 10, in standard form, that would look like this, 1,000. In exponential form, it would be 10 to the third power. There are certain laws of exponents, and once you know these rules or laws, then it's really easy to do these exponents. So let's look at multiplication. When you're multiplying two numbers and they have the same base, then you're going to add their exponents. We have to make sure that a does not equal 0. An example of that would be if you had 6 to the third power and you're multiplying it by 6 to the fifth power, then you're going to take your base, which is 6, you're going to add your exponents, 3 plus 5, your answer is going to be 6 to the 8th power. So that would look like this, 6 to the third times 6 to the fifth is going to give you 6 to the 8th. When you're dividing using exponents, again, you have to have the same base. Go ahead and set it up like this. It might be easier to see. You're going to have your base, and you're going to subtract your bottom exponent from your top exponent. So it's going to look like this. An example of that might be if you had, let's say, 3 to the 6th power divided by 3 to the second power. It would be 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 3 to the second power. So basically what you're doing is you're just reducing these down. So you're going to have 3 to the 6 minus 2, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what we have. So that's 3 to the 4th power. And the last one here is if you have a 0 exponent. So if you have a base and the exponent is 0, the answer is always 1. You can't have a equal to 0. So if I have, let's say, 3 to the 0 power, the answer is 1. If I say 103 to the 0 power, my answer is 1. If I have 1,003 to the 0 power, my answer is 1. No matter what number you have, as long as it's not 0, and it's to the 0 power, your answer is always going to be 1. Now let's take a look at some examples. This first one, it's really important for us to note that this negative is outside of the parentheses. So we take what's inside of the parentheses, which is 16, and it's to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th power, and then we put on our negative. That is not the same as if we were to do it this way. This would give us a completely different answer. So we have to make sure that we have this negative outside of the parentheses because it started outside of the parentheses. So then we go ahead and solve that, and it's going to be either written like this, or we could write it like this. Either of these are correct. On this one right here, negative 2 to the 4th power, the negative is inside of the parentheses, so we keep it inside, and that is being multiplied by itself 4 times. So if we count our negatives, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives, which make a positive because it's an even number, and 2 to the 4th power is 16. 7 to the 2nd power is 49. Plus 7 is going to give us 56. Here, 13 to the 8th minus 2 power. So that's going to be 13 to the 6th power, because when we're dividing, we subtract our denominator. Our next one here, let's bring this up a little bit. Here we're going to want to simplify what we're looking at. So we have a negative 4 and a negative 4. First of all, everything's being multiplied, so commutative property says we can rearrange it. And negative 5 multiplied by a negative 5. So I'm going to combine those terms and say negative 5 to the 2nd power times negative 4 to the 2nd power. And we can leave it like that. Multiplying these out. Right here again, the negative is on the 5, and it is not connected to the exponent. In order to be connected to the exponent, it would have to be inside a parenthesis. It would have to look like this. But because it doesn't, the exponent is only attached. The exponent is only attached to the 5, not to the negative. So we have a negative 5 squared, which is 25. Here, the negative is inside of the parenthesis, so the exponent goes to everything inside of the parenthesis. So that means this 3 exponent is also going to go on that negative. So it's negative 2 cubed. And that is going to be a negative 8. So we're going to have negative 25 times negative 8. And that's going to give us 200. And as you see, the 200 is positive, and that's because you're multiplying a negative by a negative. We learned here that any number to the 0 power is going to be an answer of 1. So this is going to be 1 times 38 to the 5th power, which is just going to be 38 to the 5th power. A crate has 5 cartons. Each carton has 5 boxes. Each box has 5 canisters. Each canister has 5 tubes. How many tubes are in the crate? And that is going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is 5 to the 4th power. And that is going to be 625 tubes. Okay, let's see right here. Write in factored form, then evaluate. So if we remember, our 3 is connected to what's inside of the parentheses. So it's only connected to the 4, it's not connected to the negative. So the negative has to stay outside, and then you have 4 times 4 times 4, and that is going to be a negative 64. 8 to the 0 power. And any number to the 0 power is 1 divided by 1 equals 1. The exponent 2 is connected to the 20. It is not connected to the negative. It's only connected to what's right next to it. If it were right next to a parenthesis, it is everything inside the parenthesis. This is connected to a number, so it's only what's right next to it, which is the number, not the negatives. So this would look like negative 20 times 20 over negative 2 times 2 times 2 equals negative 400 over negative 8. Negative and a negative, that's going to make that positive. So that's going to be a positive 50. This one we have 5 times 5. We're factoring it first. Times negative 1. Because the exponent is attached to the parenthesis, it's everything inside the parenthesis, which is cubed. Negative 1, and that is going to give us 25. We count our negatives. It's 1, 2, 3 negatives, so it's going to be a negative equals negative 25.